Ranked Fabricio Verdum faces off with number 8 Marcin Tybura in a bout you won't want to miss. UFC Fight Night Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1 or stream it live on Fox Sports Go.
Guys, don't be that guy in the room with the long, sloppy-looking untucked shirt. Untucked shirts made to fall the perfect length. Follow rivals in. Untuckit.com, code Colin, 20% off. So, have you noticed LeBron's comments on rookie point guards over the last week? He's talked about 3 or 4 different rookie point guards. Don't kid yourself. LeBron is right now watching the league. Remember, when he left Cleveland for the first time, he interviewed with 6 teams. He was recruited. LeBron pays attention, sees himself as a quasi-coach and a quasi-scout and GM. He has been talking about point guards constantly. He's talking about Lonzo constantly. Last night, as I watched LeBron face Porzingis, I thought to myself, God, wouldn't it be great if those two could play together? But I think LeBron is frustrated because he doesn't get to go to New York very much. He knows James Dolan is such a bad owner, it would be a terrible, terrible business move. So he can't go to the Knicks. They still owe Joakim Noah a fortune. They're a mess. San Antonio's not a great fit. The Clippers, nope, second biggest brand in Los Angeles. Miami, been there, done that. Golden State, nope, no fit. Of course, you do have teams with cap space. The Bulls, Mavs, Pacers, Hawks, they're all bad. That's why I say the Lakers are not ridiculous. Cap space for 2 stars, a bunch of young players. One is a passer. LeBron likes that. He is not a shooter. Paul George is. Kuzma is. Ingram is. So LeBron was talking about New York last night. Let me just play the tape. It sounds like he wishes he could play here more often.
There's never another game in the Garden. Never. This is the best basketball arena in the world to play. So there's never just another game, and I'm always happy to be a part of this and be a part of this crowd. The crowd is amazing. You know, their fans are great, and to be an opposing guy, you know, being able to perform on this stage is always a treat.
So I want you to think about this for a second. Here's things we know. That LeBron has done it before and would be willing to do it again. He would leave. Not saying he's going to leave Cleveland. Every time I run into anybody from Ohio, they're like, do you really believe it? And I'm like, well, why wouldn't I believe it? He's already left you once. So we know LeBron's capable of leaving. We know also he didn't have a great relationship with Dan Gilbert. We know there are certain places like the Knicks and the Clippers, despite being big cities, he's not going to. So I believe LeBron is watching some of these young point guards he could play with. And this may not feel like a big thing to you, but I think it is. The Lakers, remember Vegas said they're going to win about, 28 to 30 games. That's what Vegas said. But after last night's win, the Lakers are now projected to win 35 games. Here's the next 6 games for the Lakers. If they go 5-1, you don't think this is a big homestand. You don't think the next 2 weeks matter. But if the Lakers go 4-2 or 5-1, as I have predicted in this, I would call this California homestand where they don't leave the state until December. They play the Clippers, they play the Sacramento Kings. They will be on pace to be a 500 team. Now, what does that mean? LeBron's not a dope. LeBron doesn't think he could take a 28-win team. He doesn't think that. LeBron doesn't think, hey, the Lakers win 28, I'll take them to 58. Even with Paul George, he doesn't think that. But would LeBron think, I could take 40 and make it 53? Absolutely, LeBron thinks that. The Lakers, during the next 6 games, if they have a listen, you look at these games, it wouldn't be a shock to go 4-2. They will be on pace to be a 500 team. You don't think LeBron says 41-41? Me and Paul George could add 13 to that. Then you're in the Houston class. So as I watch the Lakers play, you can say, Lonzo's not this, and I don't know about the bench. LeBron is sitting there making comments about all these point guards. He's watching and surveying the landscape. He has left Cleveland before. Magic, Laker brand, better than expected. If they have the homestand the Lakers want to have, this is a much easier emotional and psychological leap for LeBron. So right now the LeBron-zometer is right down the middle. But check in about 10 days. I think it's a real thing. And I was watching that last night. Kobe always loved playing in New York. Michael Jordan always loved playing in New York. It really did take me back last night watching LeBron in New York taunting the Knicks, because I think it's an unbelievable basketball city. People think New York's a baseball city. It's actually, it is an amazing NBA city. Some thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys. So yesterday, this was rare. We all think Jason Garrett's okay as a coach, right? Jason Garrett's fine. He's an okay coach. He's fine. Nobody hates Jason Garrett. This was the first weekend ever, and I've been a supporter of Jason Garrett, that I watched the Cowboys and I thought, maybe Jason Garrett's the problem. I was reading Dallas papers this morning, and similarly, a lot of criticism on his inability to understand the loss of Zeke and the left tackle, that you had to be a running team, not a passing team. So yesterday we had Eric Davis on Speak for Yourself, Super Bowl champ. He has always been here at Fox the biggest single critic of Jason Garrett. And after the loss to Atlanta, he was in rare form.
You know that Tyron Smith is not playing. You have an entire week to put a game plan together, and your game plan is, let's just keep doing what we do and hope it works. I keep saying it. He is star dependent, Jason Garrett. If his stars saved him, if they don't do it, he's not going to coach you out of that paper sack. They are not going to win the Super Bowl if they are dependent on Jason Garrett making the adjustments to get him there when he can't see a guy getting his tail handed to him.
Now, one of the things about sports, we predicted the Cowboys would be a borderline playoff team because of a couple of reasons. Number one, we thought the NFC would be better. We thought the schedule would be tougher. Add in Zeke's legal issues, which we had no idea about. Add in the offensive line health issues, which we had no idea about. And Dallas is pretty much where we thought they would be. Halfway through the season, have to have a 5-4, 4-3 record down the stretch, or they're not going to make the playoffs. We thought the NFC would be better. I picked Philadelphia to win the division. I think Carson Wentz is going to be a superstar. I thought their schedule was much tougher. Throw in the Zeke stuff and the O-line stuff. Here's the thing about sports. If you have real anger about the Cowboys, it's simply tied to expectations. Have you ever been mad at an umpire or a ref in your life? Why? Because your expectations were unrealistic. You think they're perfect and they're human. Have you ever been mad at a coach? You think they're supposed to win all their games. They're not. The Dallas Cowboys are exactly what they should be, considering Zeke's legal issues. The schedule's tougher. Philadelphia's for real. The NFC hasn't been this stacked in years. They've had offensive line health issues. They look like a 9-7 football team that will have to win its last game or two with Zeke, by the way, to go 9-7, potentially 10-6, but I highly doubt it. So I don't know if Jason Garrett's the issue, but when I see kind of the shots taken at him, my takeaway is, what should Dallas be? They lost Sean Lee, their left tackle, their running back. These are star players. They weren't going to go into Atlanta and win that game. You know, and for the record, here's their schedule coming up. They play Philadelphia twice. They play Washington. They go to Oakland. And they play the Seahawks. 9-7's what we thought. 9-7 is going to be what they are. All right, around the corner, the herd hierarchy on a Tuesday. We'll line up what we believe are the 10 best teams in the NFL. One really good team we left out. I just don't trust them. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for. New or used does not matter. You can save on average $3,000 off MSRP. TrueCar, new or used, does not matter. All right, also, little story about Tom Brady, and I'll just say a little story about Tom Brady's coming up. Little happenings in New England about Tom Brady and his career here.
Is this like news to everyone, or just you know this, or?
Maybe it's very perceptive of me.
Okay.
Just one of those stories.
All right.
This is The Herd.
Saturday on Fox. It's a Big Ten battle.